Here comes Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich picks up a chair, and all of a sudden, Smoky Mountain.
I mean, they must know what we know. Everything has been absolute chaos here the last few weeks, and it continues. Hello again, everybody. Lance Russell and Dave Brown, Corey Macklin off this day, and we're ready to go. We have just had so much happening, Dave. What in the world can happen today?
Well, I don't know, but I tell you what, it's been one of those wild things where we've had Smoky Mountain Wrestling versus USWA Wrestling. That just keeps getting more and more serious, it seems. And this week, we'll tell you who Randy Hale's mystery partner turned out to be. We were talking about that last week.
Huh?
That was very interesting. And we'll also tell you about a new tag team in which not a new tag team, a six-man tag team match in which Tommy Rich did, in fact, team with PG-13 to go against those thugs from Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And you just can't miss the wild action from this tape. We're going to have that for you in just
I got to tell you, we got some great footage. We got terrific matches in the ring, but we got some great footage also. You know, and I hate to mention it and put it this bluntly, but I think Randy Hales suffered a little after effect of the action that took place in there. Randy has lost his mind. I'll get into that a little bit later on with you. And I just got to tell you, we're going to update on Brian Christopher's injury.
Right.
And talk about an injury to Sid Vicious, too.
That's right. Yeah. Speaking of that, Billy Jack Haynes is going to be around. We'll also have a mixed single match for the first time on TV. It's going to be a female against a male. We're going to have Miss Texas going against Brandon Baxter right here in the ring for you today. Brian Lee against Steve Dahl, and a lot of other things coming up regarding USWA and SMW.
Boy, you better believe we got a challenge match.
I left out one thing. $25,000 bond against Smoky Mountain Wrestling if any of the other wrestlers interfere in that match.
In the challenge match, it's going to be coming up with Tracy, Smothers, and Jerry the King Lawler. And speaking of Tracy Smothers, I can't believe it. Well, you know I'm not happy with your attitude, Tracy. I've known you.
I don't really care what you're happy with, Lance Russell. Let me tell you something. Get that camera in real close. I have been all over the world, and this is without a doubt the sorriest, the crummiest promotion I've ever been to in my life. And Smoky Mountain Wrestling is what's hot. USWA is not, Lance Russell. I don't like Jerry Jarrett. I don't like Eddie Marlin. I don't like Guy Coffey. I don't particularly like you or Dave Brown either. Now, today, there's a $25,000 challenge. If anybody interferes with Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Smoky Mountain has to pay $25 grand. I'm here, and I'm here to challenge the top dog, Jerry the Queen Lawler. Let me tell you something, Lawler. You're looking at somebody that's just a little bit better, man. I'm Smoky Smothers. You know what I'm talking about, and I'm going to take you out today and prove today that Smoky Mountain Wrestling is what's hot, and USWA is not, and all these idiots right here can shove it.
Well, I can say one thing. It'll all happen in the ring, Tracy. You have done your time.
Man, he's history. Jerry the King Lawler is history today. Don't turn that dial, because you've seen the best. Now, you've seen the rest, I'm sorry, but now you're going to see the best, the wild-eyed Southern boy, Smoky Smothers.
Yep, okay. Well, we're going to take time out and take a break. You better go back and rethink what you've just been talking about. Talking about what's going to happen. Look what's happening out here. Brandon Baxter.
And Uptown Karen.
Uptown Karen. And there is Miss Texas. Kind of a different reaction when she comes out. As Dave said, this is our first mixed man and ladies match. Let's take a look down here what Brandon Baxter had to say. Oh, he jumps over and nails her from behind.
Says you want to step into the ring and get beaten once again by Brandon Baxter. I've already beaten you once, and you want to try it again. I know what it is. You just want to be able to touch this beautiful body. Well, Miss Texas today, right here on television, I'm going to beat you to within an inch of your life and send you back to the kitchen doing dishes where you belong.
Brandon Baxter rushed right across the ring, knee in the back, and look at that, a backbreaker. I can't believe this guy is doing this. Miss Texas hammered down into the mat by Brandon Baxter. This is a side of him that I haven't seen.
Brandon Baxter showing some wrestling moves. Apparently he's been paying attention to some of the guys he's been managing over the recent weeks here.
Boy, he hooked her right under the, and look at Karen on the outside pulling her throat right over that middle rope and choking her. She hadn't really ever gotten herself set because her back was turned when Baxter rushed across the ring before the bell and put a knee right in her back, and we were caught unawares by it as Brandon Baxter hammering a shoulder into the midsection, and Miss Texas whipped across the ring in a clothesline. Look at this guy. He has been paying attention.
He sure has. Brandon Baxter controlling this match so far, and you know, I would really have thought it was going to be the other way, that Miss Texas would take control and stay that way. Hey, here comes some control right here. She got him with a good drop kick and goes after him with the right. He's got that right fist doubled up and has hammered him a couple of times with it.
This little package of dynamite, let me tell you, she is tough. What a move! Took him all the way over and hammered him down into the mat. Beautiful move by Miss Texas. And she drives in. She is irritated about what Baxter did from the get-go, and it embarrassed her. She almost took his head off.
She
Pounded him with that clothesline.
And now Brandon's got to be thinking, wait a minute. Things were going better just a short while ago, but they're not right now. Uptown Karen backed away as Brandon came flying back into the corner, now whipped across the way, and Miss Texas goes after it. Drops down across the back with an upper arm.
Not letting him breathe, staying right on Brandon Baxter. I noticed that Uptown Karen got away. Oh, look at the monkey flip right out of the corner to the center of the ring. And Brandon Baxter wants out. At this moment, he's saying, what a bad idea this was. As Karen grabs the feet, puts her down on the mat, 1, 2, and Baxter comes out with a victory, courtesy of Uptown Karen. Miss Texas was up on the middle rope and was really pounding away on Baxter when Uptown Karen came out and got a hold of her feet, dumped her right on the back of her neck, and she was hammered down for a 1, 2, 3.
Les Russell, Miss Texas is a winner, not a loser. This week, Brandon Baxter, Uptown Karen, I got you in a handicap match. And when I get you in the ring, I'm going to kick your butts all around the ring.
You hear it from Miss Texas, and I got to tell you, that little lady is some kind of hot, and I don't blame her. We got more and got to get to it. Oh, yeah, that's right. We got to, son of a gun, I was talking before I got back here, Dave.
Boy, I tell you, this was a situation where Randy Hales had announced he was going to have a mystery opponent show up in this part of this USWA Smoky Mountain thing. Yeah. His opponent that he selected is someone who was suspended up until that time.
You would never have believed it in a million years. And who he selected was Dangerous Doug Gilbert. And what he told Gilbert was, if you'll get in there representing me in this challenge with Smoky Mountain's Buddy Landel, and you can take care of business, I'll lift that suspension in there. And we've got some footage of it. Let's take a look.
Dangerous Doug Gilbert. Going up to meet you, boy, Buddy Landel. Nails in with a couple of right hands. here. Absolutely awful. 1, 2, and Randy Hall's out. Hall goes up to that Mark Curtis. He nails Curtis. Landel rolled up 1, 2. He got it. He's got it. In 4 minutes, 57 seconds. Oh, get Randy. 4:57. Gilbert rolls up Landel, gets the pin, and they jump on Randy Hall. Mark Curtis, Buddy Landel, teaming up on Hales and Gilbert. Randy came out to help out Gilbert. Here comes out. Tommy Rich hits the ring, and Landel and Curtis take off. Wildfire! Tommy Rich hits the ring at 4:57. Gilbert is going to be the winner.
What an exciting moment, Dave. We've got some more excitement coming up.
Yeah, we do. That 6-man Texas Tornado Death Match coming up. We'll have highlights of that when we return. Yes, sir.
Dave, it was right here last week that we saw Wildfire Tommy Rich have a change of heart and agree to go in there with PG-13 against these thugs from over in Smoky Mountain. And indeed, in fact, he did. We had Robert Gibson, we had Buddy Landel, and we had Tracy Smothers in the 6-man match. Let's take a look. Pay close attention. This was a son of a gun.
They go to work. Whoopie-Dee's got that rebel flag. Tommy Rich with that top to the trash can. Goes up to Tracy Smothers. Takes the ice with a hubcap over in his hand. You talk about a fight, my friend. Whoopie-Dee winds up that hubcap, covers Smothers, 2, and Curtis jumps on referee Kevin Christian. Come on, here comes Randy Hales out. Randy goes up to Mark Curtis out on the floor. Curtis trying to get out of here, and Randy Hales on him like a hot potato. Gets out of here. PG-13. Double backdrop on Tracy Smothers. Action all over the Coliseum, my friend. It does not stop. In the ring, Whoopie-Dee, Tommy Rich, Tracy Smothers lying in the middle of the ring. And Rich comes off the ropes on Smothers. No time, no disqualification. It goes until somebody can answer the bell. PG-13 setting up the table. They slam Smothers on it. Well, they're going after Tracy Smothers. They're going for a home run on Smothers. Whoopie on the top rope. Smothers lying on that table. Did you see that? What a move! A flip from the top rope right on Tracy Smothers on that timer's table. Hitting the ring. Who is this? What in the world? I hope he's turning around. Who is this guy? What in the world's going on here? In the Texas Death Match, somebody hits the ring. I'm trying. Who in shows up in the middle of this six-man Texas death match. Terry Gordy. Here tonight in Memphis. Comes to the ring during this six-man Texas death match. There's no time, no disqualification. Referee Kevin Christian is out. What in the world is going on? Of all people, Terry Gordy here tonight in Memphis at the Coliseum. And they are doing a number on PG-13 and Tommy Rich. Oh, my goodness. We need to get an end to this thing. Smothers. Come on, guys. Smothers got Whoopie D. 1, 2, 3. That'll be a 30-second rest there. 30-second rest there. Way back, and all of them just jump on Rich. These guys, let me tell you, I've had it with this Smoky Mountain bunch of thugs. This Smothers, Landel, Gibson, and all of them. 30-second Come on, guys. Referee Kevin Christian. Counting on Whoopie. That's 10. Whoopie D can't answer the bell. Whoopie D, hey, come on.
Hey, I guess everybody knows that Smoky Mountain Wrestling reigns supreme. Yeah, Smoky Mountain. You know, I told you to. If we won, I won my money, but I didn't lose. But I tell you what, I'm one of the best at breaking the rules, and I know Terry Gordy come down here, but I still don't like to lose. So Randy Haynes, get your out here, somebody, because we want 4-on-4. I know somebody might be our partner.
What these guys are.
Guarantee you one thing, PG and Wildfire Tommy Rich had no question they wanted some more of them in there.
Well, I thought it was a good point that Tommy Rich was making. It was 4 against 3. Still, it took them over 2 minutes of beating up on them 4 against 3 before they were able to get a victory there. And when it became a 4 against 4 challenge, then it was a whole total different attitude from Smoky Mountain.
And Terry Bam Bam Gordy, of course, is the guy, as you saw, was the 4th man that came rolling in there. And let's take a listen right now to see what the thugs had to say. This is absolutely crazy. Listen.
Let me tell you something, boys. You started the war, and we took care of it. Let me tell you something, PG-13. You wanted the war. Randy Hale, you wanted the war. What happened? Tommy Rich, you stick your nose in it. You want to be part of the war?
Gilbert.
Yeah, Doug Gilbert, bring yourself on. Let me tell you something, boys. I got a bunch of aces in my hole, starting right here with Buddy Landel.
That's right, I'm the nature boy. Let me tell you something, PG-13. You with Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert, you couldn't whip milk with an outboard motor. Let me tell you something, the way that I see it, Randy Hale, you sent boys to do a man's job. Let me tell you something, baby. The wild-eyed Southern boy, Ricky, Robert, I'm telling you, the nature boy, Ted Bam Bam, Terry Gordy, we're going to kick your stinking brains in. What we're talking about here is you thought you had it all figured out. You thought you had Ricky Morton out. Well, we got the nature boy right here. That's right. And then we went to Bad Street, to Freebird Mountain, and got Terry Bam Bam Gordon. Tell him what we're going to do, man. You pile drive little punk right on his head, man. Tell him about it.
First of all, I think USWA stinks.
Yeah.
And you know, second of all, you know I pile drive that punk right on his head. And then I pile tried to begin. I did again. I did again. I did again.
Yeah, we're the thugs, man. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail. Cause a thug can't spell. But one thing we spell, and that Smoky Mountain Wrestling is hot. USWA is not. Bam Bam Terry Gordy, Rock and Roll Express Robert Gibson, the Nature Boy Buddy Landel, and yours truly, the wild-eyed Southern boy, Jerry Jarrett. Your history. Bob Armstrong's got your job. Sandy Scott has got your job, Eddie Martin. Randy Hale, you're already done. And PG-13, when you get in the ring with the thugs, man, it's going to be rated R. It won't be rated PG, and it won't be for the old, and it won't be for the weary. So all of you in the USWA can shove it, because Smoky Mountain Wrestling is taking over.
Maybe, maybe not. Again, we point out when we were trying to even it up, when they were trying to even it up with Doug Gilbert coming out at 4 against 4, Smoky Mountain all of a sudden decided time to go. Here are a couple of guys I think will have a different attitude than what you heard described by Tracy Smothers and Smoky Mountain Wrestling. PG-13, Wolfie D, and J.C. Ice.
You know, Dave Brown, old sayings don't get to be old sayings unless they're true. And we've heard it a million times before. United we stand, divided we fall. Well, you see, Smoky Mountain, USWA is united from the bottom to the top. From Bill Rush to Randy Hale to J.C. Ice to Wolfie D to Tommy Rich, Doug Gilbert, and even to Brian Christopher. We're all united as one. So Smoky Mountain, the time has come for destiny to do its deceit. And we shall show you that USWA shall reign supreme in all of the wrestling world.
No doubt about it. This has brought the USWA together like nothing I've ever seen before.
That's right. We're not going to come out here and we're not going to cry over spilt milk, man, because that was one of the most violent, most roughest matches I've ever been in my life. I was hit with trash cans, boards, tables, everything else. But, Dave, I know what you've seen is when I went to that top rope and I put Tracy Smothers on that table and I come off of that somersault, he was through. It knocked the wind right out of him. He was dead. Then a blast from the past. Terry Bam Bam Gordy from the Fabulous Freebirds. I ain't seen him since I was a little boy. And he come in here and he pile drive me a couple of times, about knocked my lights out. Well, Gordy, Smothers, Landel, Gibson, if it's a war you want, it's a war you're going to get. Because you got Wolfie D, you got J.C. Ice, you got Doug Gilbert, you got Tommy Rich. Everybody knows the type of matches that we had against each other. Yes, we hate those guys. We still really don't like them. But together in the USWA, those 4 men can beat anybody that you put up against us. So like I said, if it's a war you want, it's a war you're going to get. And if I have anything to say about it, it's going to be the shortest war in history, pal.
We'll see what happens. USWA against Smoky Mountain. Back with more in just a moment.
221 pounds, wrestling out of the Memphis area, T.D. Steele. And I do not envy his job today.
Not at all.
286 pounds, entering the ring right now. Portland, Oregon is his home base. The holder of the USWA heavyweight title, Billy Jack Haynes. And the referee, Bill Rush. 1 fall match, T.D. He's met him before, and he wanted another crack at this guy, and that's a lot of guts, or I don't know what else to say about it, Dave.
Well, I guess looking at it from TD's perspective, if he can get a win or a draw against the champion, his star rises greatly, and that's an opportunity he's going for, but then you got to look at who the champion is. Billy Jack Haynes, who since he's been in the USWA, is undefeated. He said he was going to take that USWA heavyweight title. He's done it.
He has done it big time. He said he was going to put fear in all the other people's hearts. I don't know that you could say that uniformly, but brother, he has made everybody who has faced him stop and think, because he is a scary kind of God. He said he was going to hurt people. Look at Brian Christopher. Look at Sid Vicious, the most recent victim of Billy Jack Haynes, and he's been able to deliver on what he said he was going to do, just like he delivered that clothesline and put TD down.
Well, now he says he's going to deliver to himself the Unified World title. He's got a match scheduled against Lawler for the Unified World title. He says he's going to take it. Well, Lawler will have a different idea about that, I guarantee you.
Billy Jack around behind Billy to back and takes him right over. And TD Steele, great with both over the rope. And Billy Jack absolutely just too tough. Yeah, why don't you go ahead? Go for the pin for crying out loud instead of just beating on the kid. He had enough guts to get in there with you again. Drops with that knee, and he just keeps inflicting pain.
Billy Jack picks him up, throttles him down to the mat. There's a cover. 1, 2, it's over. Well, TD Steele unable to take advantage of the opportunity to wrestle Billy Jack Haynes, but you got to give him credit for getting in there. Billy Jack Haynes gets the win.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights of Billy Jack's career here in the USWA.
He's got the trophy, Lance. Right over there. Of too sexy Brian Christopher. Oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. Uncalled for. Billy Jack Haynes spoiling the moment for Brian Christopher. Christopher wins it. Oh, boy. Pumps that thing again. Oh, just crushes all of that glass and everything. Over the...
So get ready, tough guy.
I didn't see that fear in Brian Christopher's eye. Oh, no! Just when he turned his back to walk out of here, Haynes runs out, hammers him right down on the floor, and now he's got a board he got from over behind the curtain, grabs a hold of Christopher and rams him. Oh, man. Now, that's what you call jumping from behind. Christopher never had a chance. He was complaining about Brian getting him from behind. Billy Jack pounded him with that big board, slamming down on him. Oh, God. And he just keeps hammering Brian Christopher with Sid Vicious ready to get the 1-2. Billy Jack Haynes hits the ring. It'll be a disqualification at that point, with Sid winning by disqualification. And there's the champ in the ring.
Billy Jack Haynes not waiting for the title match. He's after Sid Vicious now, who's the #1 contender. Disqualification occurred. Actually, I think probably when Baxter hit the ring, it should have been a disqualification.
You're right.
The referee. Sid Vicious the winner, but Billy Jack Haynes working him over right now. Here comes Dunn. Well, Billy Jack Haynes, you see some of the things that he has done, and that's just some of them in the USWA. He does have an impressive record, but you see how he's done it, and he does hold the USWA heavyweight title at this moment.
You see where everybody here shuts up and lets me talk. Now let's get right to the point. I've been in the USWA for 2 months. I've been the USWA champion for 1 month. Everybody has feared Billy Jack Haynes in the USWA. Brian Christopher, as you just witnessed, I got this punk now out with the broken shoulder. Ain't you proud of me? Huh? Now, you just seen the video again. Sid Vicious, the biggest, toughest, and baddest man in the world of wrestling, feared Billy Jack Haynes. You just witnessed it. I took him down. I disrupted some vertebrae in his neck, and in the most important match of his life against Diesel for the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship, he couldn't finish it. He was hurt so bad he was beaten because of Billy Jack Haynes. Now, I said before, let's talk about credentials. What does a man have to do to get to the top? Oh, am I spitting in your face? Huh? Oh, that's just tough luck. Then shut up, put the mic right here. Now, I told you I was a 10-year amateur boxer, fought the toughest pros in the world. I told you 15 years, I was a professional wrestler. I've held every title. You can't even name the list of titles I've held. And I also told you I was born and raised in the street fighting. So what? Now the matches are signed this week, finally, with Jerry the King Lawler. And I have this question to ask, Lawler, because I know you're out there in this studio. What have you done? I have held every title. I am undefeated in the USWA, and now we will know what it takes to whip your butt all over the USWA. I'm not here to win friends and influence people. This is the toughest sport in the world, pro wrestling. And I'm not out to hurt anybody at all. I'm out to break their necks and take them out of here forever. And Lawler, you're going to follow the same pattern as Brian Christopher, Sid Vicious, and everybody else, because that's what I come here for. Punk is for the unified title. And this week, I'm taking that home, too. Everybody else can kiss my butt.
Boy, he's scared.
And on that, we'll take a break.
£241, wrestling out of Springfield, Tennessee. Former holder of the Smoky Mountain heavyweight title, Tracy Smothers, the wild-eyed Southern boy. And across the way at 236, Memphis, Tennessee, the holder of the unified world heavyweight title, Jerry the King Lawler.
Tracy Smothers, yeah, wild-eyed Southern boy coming in here. Jerry Lawler
is wild.
Yeah, you can't call Jerry Lawler wild-eyed, though. As a matter of fact, one way he has been able to dominate opponents over the years is simply by remaining calm and outsmarting them. One thing here, we think we have it so that Smoky Mountain is not going to be interfering and make this 2-3-4 against 1, because there's a $25,000 bond. If anybody from Smoky Mountain interferes in this match, Smoky Mountain has to pay the USWA $25,000 here today.
Absolutely, and Lawler peeled him right out of the corner and heaved him across the ring. Yeah, he had a hold of your tight. If he'd have had your tights instead of you, he couldn't have thrown you 2 feet, much less all the way across the ring like that. Jerry, dead flat out serious, looking right at Tracy Smothers, waiting for him to come in and tie it up, and took a right and delivered one. And the amazing thing about it, Lawler, who, as most of you folks who have been around for a while know, is an extremely accomplished artist. And the thing that has always amazed me, Dave, when you look at Jerry's hands, he doesn't have great big hands. He has talented fingers, but when he throws a punch, that son of a gun from 9 inches can break a jaw, and he's done it many a time. We could go back over the list of jaws that he's broken, and it would be a bunch.
Yeah, I can think guys like Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South. Yeah, he had his jaw wired shut for a while after that fist. Look at this. Billy Jack Haynes has come wandering out here.
Oh, I don't like the looks of that. Smothers caught by Lawler, and Billy Jack over to the ring, saying something, telling Tracy Smothers, smack him. You're nothing, he tells Lawler. I'll break you in half. I don't like it when I don't like it when he's around any time, but I don't know what he's doing out here. Hey, listen. Stay out of the action, will you please, Billy Jack? Lawler, Tracy Smothers tied up, collar and elbow, standing side headlock. Lawler hanging on. Referee Bill Rush giving him a warning, stay out. And Tracy, what did he do? Go in his tights and pull something down?
Yeah, he did. Some sort of foreign object there that he hit the king with. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, it did some damage. With Billy Jack Haynes here, interesting situation. I noticed neither Lawler nor Tracy Smothers were too happy to see him here. Of course, remember, Smothers knows he doesn't have any help. I mean, that bond is against Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He's the only one here, so I guess maybe he's fearing 2 against 1 or something. And obviously, Lawler doesn't want Billy Jack out here.
Look at Smothers ripping lefts and rights, and Lawler sags to his knee. And the referee talking to him about banging it away. It's Tracy Smothers with a whip across the ring diagonally. Tracy Smothers telling Billy Jack, you stay out of my hair. Don't be getting up here near me. And Tracy follows up Lawler with a foot to the chest, a right to the jaw. Referee Bill Rush now trying to get him back off that rope where he's choking Lawler. And Billy Jack Haynes still keeping his eye on the action going in the ring. I'm not really sure, except I know he's spooky around. And you keep an eye out for this guy. Uh-oh! Lawler snaps the strap. Here he comes. Searing the left. Ow! Right hand.
Smothers backed into the corner. Lawler in there after him. Flips him out. Up on the middle rope. Got that right hand. Tracy Smothers. Now, Billy Jack Haynes coming over to the ring apron. Lawler saying, watch him. Now inviting him into the ring. Billy Jack says, I'm going to break you in half is what I'm going to do. He's up on the ring apron. He has not entered the ring yet. Tracy Smothers. Picked up. Hammered again by Lawler with a right fist. Smothers rolls out of the ring.
Tracy down on the floor. Lawler saying, come on. Let's get it on right now.
Here comes Brian Lee out and Brandon Baxter.
Smothers being counted out, Dave, by Bill Rush.
He sure is. 9, 10. Tracy Smothers has just lost. That's a 10 count. Meanwhile, Brian Lee and Brandon Baxter have convinced Billy Jack Haynes. Yeah, he's going to take him out, but I noticed...
take him out. That'd be the most important thing you can do for us.
I noticed Billy Jack Haynes wasn't all that enthusiastic to go climbing in the ring with Lawler right now.
Tracy Smothers back in here again.
Hey, I didn't get counted out, man. I didn't get counted out. I got cheated while I got the shaft. Everybody saw I had Jerry the Queen Lawler beat, man. I had him beat. Shut up. Hey. We put up, Smoky Mountain Wrestling put up 25 grand, and I had the guts to come down here and defend Smoky Mountain's honor, and I got the shaft, just like I got the shaft for the last 12 years in and out here, Lance Russell.
Okay.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling was hot. USWA.
We gotta go. Let's take a break and we're gonna... No, we're taking a break.
Brian Lee in the ring right there, and Brandon Baxter over in his corner for the action that we've got coming up right here. He's going to be going against a young man who we first saw some time ago in the USWA. He is back now. You may know him as part of Well Done, or you may know him as a wrestler who has come into the USWA and has done very well. We're talking about Stephen Dunn. It's Stephen Dunn against Prime Time Brian Lee, and we are underway, as referee Bill Rush has said, ring the bell. A couple of big guys going at each other here. Prime Time with that manager of his, Brandon Baxter, in the corner. Brian Lee upset about something. I'm not sure what. I think he's upset that the crowd is on the side of Stephen Dunn, apparently. Back in the corner. Referee is right there. Calls for a break. Will Brian Lee break it clean? No, he goes with a right hand, but he missed. And Stephen Dunn popped him.
22.
What is that? Brian Lee's yelling something at Brandon Baxter. He's like a quarterback yelling plays. I heard him yell, hey, 22, 22. I think he's calling an audible. I have no idea what 22 is, but No secret to the fact that I'm rarely happy to see Brandon Baxter at ringside. And this is no exception here today. Prime time, Brian Lee backed into the corner. Steve Dunn now reversed into the corner. Referee Bill Rush is there. Big right hand by Brian Lee, followed by another. Stephen Dunn finds himself in trouble back in the corner. Now the boot across the side of the neck. Referee's trying to back him up. For heaven's sakes, he's on the ropes. Whipped across the way. Prime time misses with a clothesline. A press by Stephen Dunn to cover. 1, 2, nope, only a 2 count. Brian Lee rolled out of it. Stephen Dunn grabs up his arm, puts a double twist on it. Now a little pressure on the upper part of the arm. He bars it. Brian Lee to the rope, grabs the top rope, puts a boot outside the lower rope. The referee is there and says, I want a break. He gets it from Stephen Dunn. Stephen Dunn, head rammed into the turnbuckle. Brian Lee with a headbutt. Now, again, the boot across the side of the throat. Stephen Dunn hanging on. Referee Bill Rush there trying to get that stop, trying to get the break, trying to get him away from the ropes. What is this? Brandon Baxter up on the ring apron. Stephen Dunn rolls him down. The shoulders are on the mat. The referee doesn't see it. He doesn't start the count. Steve Dunn held him there for at least a count of 6 or 7. But Brandon Baxter had distracted the referee. Bill Rush never saw it, and the count never started. Stephen Dunn had himself a certain victory, but it was not to be because the referee missed it. But you can't so much blame the referee as you have to blame Brandon Baxter over in Brian Lee's corner. Chop across the forehead. Stephen Dunn out of the ring. Brandon Baxter with a boot, kicking him again.
All right, baby. Hi, Steve Dunn. You want to get whooped, huh?
Baxter again, a factor in the match. Our time's beginning to wind down here. Boy, we've had a full day of action for you. I hope you're enjoying it. The time is beginning to run short. We've got a little less than a minute left in the time. Predetermined time limit for television, and we'll have to ring the bell. Prime time, Brian Lee and Stephen Dunn. They've both been going at it here. Stephen Dunn had the upper hand early. Prime time, Brian Lee has pretty well taken control lately. But a large part of that is due to the interference of Brandon Baxter over here in the corner. Brian Lee again with a chop. Steve Dunn whips across the ring. Off the ropes, he ducks under that clothesline again. He presses Brian Lee down to the mat. He covers. 1, 2. Brandon Baxter jumps in there. That's going to be a disqualification. Disqualification on Brian Lee. We're going to take us a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Whoopee! On the top rope. Smothers lying on that table. Did you see that? What a move! Who in the world is this? Tom Collins, whoopee! Oh, yeah. I tell you, I think it's who I thought it was. Terry Gordy hits the ring. That's who it is. Comes to the ring during this 6-man Texas death match. There's no time, no disqualification. Referee Kevin Christian is out. What in the world is going on?
Stephen Dunn with a victory there, but then a 2-against-1 with Brandon Baxter and Brian Lee, and Axel Rotten comes up to help out Stephen Dunn. What a day we've had today. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you'll be back with us next week. Until then, for Lance Russell and Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.